Hey everybody, we're here at UC Health Stadium as the Freedom prepare for a rubber game of a 3-game series against the Windy City Thunderbolts. I'm Spencer Smith, he's Aaron Brody. Aaron, the Freedom right now are looking for their 4th straight series win. There have been a number of factors going into this recent string of success, but we'll focus on one for right now, the bullpen. New members to the bullpen, such as Jamal Wilson, Pete Perez, Mike Anthony, have played big roles, and they've done so the past couple of nights, especially in this series, keeping the game in their favor.
Yeah, and that's right on time. This Florence Freedom team, if you think about some of the hardships they've had to address throughout the course of the season from a pitching rotation or from a bullpen perspective, it's been a lot, whether it's been affiliated clubs coming knocking on the door and plucking away some of the players or injuries, untimely injuries that have taken the guys away from the team. That back end of the bullpen has kind of been missing for the last couple of months or for the last couple of weeks, certainly. And it's important to find those guys because if you're going to be successful over the course of a season, you're going to have guys you can lean on late in the game to keep the score where it's at for your offense or to maintain a lead and make sure you're successful in winning the game at the end.
And the Freedom have won a lot of games against some of the better teams in the league, especially within their own division. We're going to be seeing a lot of the West Division in the month of August. Freedom have a record of 24-6 against West Division teams. That is a major key to them keeping first place all year long.
Absolutely, and that's awesome because that will allow them to be in the postseason, which is obviously the first thing you want to do every single season, to make sure you can get yourself in the dance and special things happen once you're there. But I think this team enjoys the opportunity to go against some of the best teams in the Frontier League and kind of match their abilities with some of the best, and sometimes we've seen them have letdowns against teams that are a little bit less spectacular, at least as far as their record's concerned. But this Florence Freedom team looks focused right now, prepared to go for the long haul, and because of their past success against the West, you know they understand their ability and will be able to be successful in those games in the second half, assuming they continue to play the well they have.
Another key to success lately for the Freedom has been the defense, giving the pitching a confidence boost time and time again. We saw 2 big examples in yesterday's ball game, a couple of outfield assists by Caven Burgess and Andre Mercurio. That was just a serving size of what the Freedom have done all year. We've seen a lot of those outfield assists, a lot of flashy defensive plays. There's really no spot defensively on the field for the Freedom where pitchers or fans or anybody needs to worry when the ball is hit in that direction.
And that's hugely important because I think if you were to ask Dennis Pelfrey if there were 2 things he wanted to lean on this season, it would be pitching and defense. Those are 2 absolutes in baseball that if you can take care of business on those 2 fronts, you're going to win a lot of games because offensively you're going to ebb and flow, and it's going to be more difficult for teams loaded on offense to sustain success over the course of a season. But pitching and defense will get you there, and I think that has been huge in Florence being a #1 team in the West all season long. They've set that bar so high from a pitching and defense perspective, it allows the offense to find itself, and that's monumentally important.
Key to victory tonight for the Freedom in the rubber game is going to be keeping those 2 first men in the order off base. Keenan Walker and Coco Johnson can terrorize opposing teams on the base paths with all their stolen bases. Freedom pitching staff needs to keep them off base for one, and then everything else from then on should be much easier if they can accomplish that one task.
Yeah, that would make life really easy to keep those guys off the bases. They're extremely talented, extremely fast, and they're a handful when they're on. But I think that we've seen enough in this series already to understand that Florence is most likely going to be locked into a close, low-scoring battle tonight. They play very similar brands of baseball, and you can see in the series that they've already had this season, they're neck and neck with each other. So I think you should expect a low-scoring game. And because of that, offensively, stay within yourself. Understand that it might just take 4 runs, 3 runs to win the game tonight. They're going to put some pressure on Cody Gray, I think, to give him a good start, but he's been nothing short of brilliant in his last 6 times out there. But if that pitching and defense that you mentioned earlier is there, I think that'll go a long way in allowing the Florence Freedom to be successful tonight.
6 straight quality starts for Cody Gray over his last 6 outings, and he is also averaging the highest run support at 5.5 runs per game among the pitching staff. So, first pitch tonight is at 7:05. You can listen live at FlorenceFreedom.com. We hope you can join us tonight. He's Aaron Brody. I'm Spencer Smith, and we'll talk to you again soon.